Shadow lived in a quiet attic, far from the other animals. Every time thunder rumbled across the sky, he remembered the night that changed everything. Long ago, when Shadow was just a tiny kitten, he lived with his mother and brothers and sisters in a cardboard box. They had very little, but they shared everything with love.
Shadow, come have some fish bones. We must learn to share so that no one goes hungry.
Those were the happiest times in Shadow's life. Even though they had nothing, they had each other. But one terrible stormy night, everything changed. The storm tore their home apart, and in the chaos, Shadow was separated from his family forever. He searched and called for his mother, but only heard his own echo in the empty streets. From that night on, Shadow learned to protect himself and never trust anyone again. Shadow had a special treasure box containing his most precious memories. A strand of his mother's fur, a toy mouse, and a small bell from happier times. On this particular stormy night, Shadow sat alone in his attic as thunder stirred painful memories. Suddenly, through the storm, Shadow heard a weak voice calling for help. Shadow hesitated.
Help me.
He didn't want trouble.
Please.
But Snowflake's desperate cries echoed his own past. Despite his fears, Shadow couldn't let another creature suffer alone in the storm. Shadow stepped out into the storm, his heart pounding with fear and determination.
I can help.
Shadow stepped out into the storm, his heart pounding with fear and determination. Carefully, bravely, Shadow climbed through the wind and rain to reach the little white cat. Soon they were both safe and dry in Shadow's attic home.
You are safe now.
Thank you so much for saving me. My name is Snowflake. I just moved to this neighborhood.
The next morning, the storm had passed, and Snowflake felt much better.
Shadow, thank you again for saving me. You're such a kind cat. I'd like to be your friend.
The word friend triggered alarm in Shadow's mind. Friends meant sharing, and sharing meant loss.
I don't need friends. You're safe now. You can leave.
But I really want to be your friend. I just moved here and haven't met any other animals yet. We could play together, share delicious food.
Share? I won't share anything with anyone! You better stay away from me!
Snowflake was hurt and confused. She didn't understand why Shadow was so angry. She just wanted a friend. Snowflake told the other animals what had happened, and they began to think Shadow was selfish and unfriendly. Soon, all the animals in the neighborhood began avoiding Shadow. No one greeted him or invited him to play. One day, while playing in the garden, Snowflake lost her favorite little bell, a precious gift from her mother.
I saw Shadow walking through the garden earlier. He must have taken Snowflake's bell. He's so selfish. He probably wanted it for himself.
Why not me?
I didn't take anyone's things! What right do you have to accuse me like this?
No one believed Shadow's protests. The animals decided he was a bad cat who couldn't be trusted. 3 days later, weather forecasters warned of a superstorm approaching, the worst in 100 years. All the animals worked together to prepare for the coming storm, helping each other and making sure everyone would be safe. But no one thought to help Shadow. He sat alone in his attic, watching the storm clouds gather. As night fell, the superstorm arrived with incredible force. Disaster struck when lightning hit a large tree near Snowflake's home by the river. The tree fell, trapping her inside just as floodwater began to rise.
Help! Someone please help me! I'm trapped and the water is rising!
Through the storm, Shadow heard familiar cries for help. Shadow faced a dilemma: stay safe in his attic, or risk everything to save the cat who had tried to be his friend. What would Shadow choose? Would he find the courage to share what mattered most to him? Find out in part 2, The Miracle of Sharing. Will Shadow overcome his fears and discover the true meaning of friendship?